Good point.
After movies like Matrix or iRobot or even Independence Day came out, shares in companies that build computers or AI dropped significantly. Because people are paranoid. People, only by seeing a movie that they know it's fiction, they know it couldn't be real even in 100 years, they still are afraid of that. And we believe that in this situation, we give these people the power to actually stop research, to stop development of the entire humanity. I'm going to first of all talk about how it's going to happen in the real world. Then I'm going to talk about the two different types of research. About research that is truly dangerous, and then about research that is only marginally dangerous, and how these two types of research will be treated in the world. And then I'm going to go into more important cases about big fish corruption. Now let's talk about how it's going to happen in the real world. Because he tells us that some very objective and smart scientists will just go there and will assess extremely irrationally what's going to happen, but take a second to actually listen at their model. Who's going to elect the scientist? Are they going to be elected by some, I don't know, other scientist? No, countries will forever want to have a lot of power. Politicians will want to have a lot of power in any international organization that deals with what happens in their countries. So politicians are going to elect the scientists. And guess who do politicians want to cater to? They want to cater to the population. They do not want to cater to rationality, to scientists. No, politicians want not to be misjudged by not to be misjudged by the population and be told, look, you send that scientist there and he agreed to research on artificial intelligence. I'm not going to elect you as a politician anymore because you do dangerous stuff to me. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. This is how people actually think today. And we say that it is extremely dangerous for that to happen. And why is this? Now let's talk about the two types of research. Now, first of all, about truly dangerous research that were their only actual examples. Things like nukes underground, things like extreme experiments that are, it is certain that they're going to hurt someone. In those situations, we see that even today, who are the countries that have the money and the power to do them? There are countries like Russia, USA, China. Do you think that these countries will actually care about what some international agency are going to do? Of course, they're going to just sign in the international agency so that they have a lot of power and then conduct these tests in secrecy. It's not like they're going to put little observers in every inch of the earth to determine every experiment done by any country. All that these experiments are seen by everybody as truly dangerous will still be done. On the other hand, and what that would mean is that we won't have any more collaboration when it comes down to research, because these big countries that do most of the research today will still keep it to themselves. We're not going to make any more trust, because everybody will know that USA, I'll take in a second, Theo. Everybody will know that USA still does research. They will still not trust USA. They will just not have any evidence to prove that they do this research. They will be able to always circumvent these kind of things. Yes, Theo.
You do realize that it's realizable when someone does, stupid experiments, such as, earthquakes, such as, tsunamis,
Yeah. And what people are gonna, what USA was gonna do? Yes, we just had earthquake in Missouri. You can't actually tell me that we had a bomb underground. What? You're gonna come in our country? You ain't gonna come in our country. It's illegal. This is exactly what they're gonna do. But now let's talk about where this country where this motion will really affect the world. That is in the other type of research. Type of research in more, let's say, complex domains. Things like cloning, artificial intelligence, even interactions with extraterrestrials. Those are things that are also done by other countries. Those are things that are more controversial. Those are things that are mostly done, in fact, by small countries, like Switzerland, for example. Switzerland that does not have the international power to stop this kind of research from being done. Things like the Geneva big shared facility that cannot be concealed. These are the kind of things that are actually going to be scrutinized. And guess what is actually going to happen? Because in those situations, people are going to ask politicians, that are going to ask the scientists to stop these kind of things. And who is actually going to be hurt? First of all, these small countries that want to do this kind of research, that not have the resources of USA, will be hurt. Second of all, the entire humanity will be hurt. It is essential for us to do research. It is essential for us to understand that the chances of the chair of that facility in Geneva to blow up are like 0.0000001%, and people simply do not know that. People are ignorant. People were afraid of genetically modified crops because they thought that they were modified for radiation and they're gonna be radiated by themselves, which was ludicrous. But people do not know these things. People are just ignorant, and they see Matrix. They hear about a company that does research in AI. They make the connection with Terminator and Skynet. They think that the world is gonna go to dust. And the only analysis they had against that was this idea that people will see huge benefits and thus they're gonna agree. But people don't see huge benefits. We do not know what we could find out by researching stem cells and cloning. We have some ideas of potential benefits, but they're potential. This is what research is about. It's about finding out whether it is something to be found out there. It's not, I know that if I invest exactly 3 years in this research, then exactly this is gonna happen. This is not how research goes on. Now going to my own part case, because it's not only about paranoia, it's about big fish corruption. So we say that many companies have a lot of sway at politicians. Many companies offer them a lot of money, and companies that would want only them to have certain technologies. For example, in the case of HIV, the treatment for HIV being done in Western liberal democracies costs $10,000. A small research company that managed to escape scrutiny in South Africa managed to do such a similar treatment in under $1,000. Guess what they did? They managed to force South Africa to join the agreement of aspects of intellectual property rights and ban the product of that specific company. What is going to happen in this situation? When a big, let's say, medical or pharmaceutical company in USA will see that there is some STEM research in Japan by a smaller company, what are they gonna do? They're gonna tell politicians to tell people how dangerous it is. They're gonna make politicians inflict paranoia into people so that politicians can then stop that kind of research. Even if it's not dangerous, but it's in the benefit of companies like Sandoz or Pfizer or Roche that have done this kind of things in the past. We're just giving a lot of power to big corporations to stop actual research for their own short-term financial gain. We give politicians power to be populist and to stop out of paranoia some research. We give companies power to stop some research that they do not like. On the other hand, we do not solve anything about like truly dangerous stuff. So for these reasons, I beg you to oppose this motion.